So listen, they've started 4-0. Hopefully it'll be 5-0 after we record this and put this out. But yeah, just what have you liked about their play so far, Bobby? I know you've been watching, so just what have you been impressed by
Just how
about their play
efficient
so
they've
far?
been, man. It's been unbelievable. Like watching last year, you didn't think that they could get any better or more efficient, especially without Porzingis. But then these first 4 games, man, it's been unbelievable. The depth too has been something that I can't believe that this is, you know what I mean? This is the Celtics team that we have the grace and honor to watch at this point. It's amazing. It's basketball porn on a nightly basis.
It definitely is basketball porn. I feel like the thing that really I really enjoyed when they first got back was the enormous chip on both Jaylen
Agreed.
Brown and Jayson
Agreed.
Tatum's shoulders from obviously all the USA basketball stuff. They're not hiding it at all that they're mad. Like they're not like, they're very open about it. They're talking to the media, at least on background about it. And I think it's showing up in their game. I think it's something we've always sort of lamented with those two, more so Jayson Tatum, that they sort of don't play with as much intention as we'd like from time to time. Whether you're criticizing Jaylen Brown's left-handed dribbles or Jayson Tatum's decision making, there was always a little bit less. I guess intention would be the word. And they just seem like two guys who have really benefited from winning a ring. And Jaylen Brown really seems like the kind of guy who has really benefited from being called Finals MVP. It's not gone to their head in any sort of, detrimental way. It seems to have made them better basketball players now that the world has seen what they've sort of always theorized about themselves. And on that note, I just think basically in basketball terms, both of those guys have added to their games in the offseason, which I think is a responsibility that they have as elite players, as top 10 guys, top 5, maybe you can make the argument for one of them. So I think I've just been impressed with those two, because as you said all through last season, Ray, like if both of those guys cleared 20, we're probably winning the game. If they combine for a certain amount of points, we're probably winning the game. And Jaylen Brown in particular, you praised Tatum rightly for scoring on every level and getting to that point last season. Mm-hmm. And, as much as like the finals, he definitely like teetered out. His efficiency right now is crazy good. He's shooting the 3 at 40%, which we need, that's amazing because you just don't get mad at him at the same clip. But I think Jaylen Brown's scoring, like he's always been good from the mid range, but now it seems like he's got like a bag of tricks in the key that bails him out of the sort of dumb situations he would get himself in where he started dribbling into the lane and like dribbling into bigger guys and all this stuff that, everybody gets so mad about with him. Us less so, I think, because we're sort of optimistic about his game, but he's got a little bag of tricks now. Like he's got a little floater that I don't really think he's had before. He's using the backboard a little bit when he's dead on with it. He's just playing with a flow and confidence as a scorer that really, I think, opens up the court for everybody. And it's just, honestly, it's been a better product so far, I think, of basketball to watch.
I think a testament to that is he goes 0 for 4 from 3. In the past, Jaylen Brown does that and he has an off game. Not against the Bucks. He you know what I mean? He's scoring from all levels every single game. So
absolutely. I mean, his second half against the Bucks is really what's kind of inspired me to say that just now about his sort of bag of tricks. He was making shots that down the stretch in games that I know the Bucks haven't started great, and I know they didn't finish great last season, but it's still Giannis. It's still a group of guys that won a championship not too long ago. Even though one of them was on our team now, you fucking idiots. But they were all out there. And I'm sure we'll come on to talk about the Drew Holidays of the world a little bit later. But yeah, I think that's those. Honestly, it sounds like a generic answer, but Jayson and Jaylen are the two things that have really popped for me across 4 games because I just think they're playing at such a high clip.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that before we just say it starts and stops with them. Obviously, there's more guys that have been key contributors, and we can speak about them as the show progresses. But man. Yeah, they've come out on a mission, and we've said it on shows already, but we'll continue to say it all year until the season's over. But thank you, Steve Kerr. I cannot wait until November 6th. I'm going to be in the building. I put in my supervisor's ear today. I said, hey, you might need me behind Golden State's bench. He's like, are you going to stop anything if something happens to Steve Kerr? I was like, oh, that's debatable.
After like a second.
Yeah, I was like,
you wait like a second.
we'll see.
You just give it like a minute, and then you're just, all right,
yeah,
guys.
it's time.
Let's
You know, I like her. I don't mind.
It's that's going to be an amazing and just crazy scene. So I can't wait until that night. But yeah, I love how they move the ball. And it's funny, right? Because we talked a little bit about Nick Wright before we got on the show. And he is someone that I think got on his show. I think was called What's Right podcast, if I'm not mistaken. But he gets on there and he has this whole soliloquy about how the Celtics are ruining the NBA. And I, for one, think that's fucking hilarious. And it warms my heart because 5 months ago, we saw this man get on his great shot. I love first things first. Him, Kevin Wiles, and Chris Broussard are a great trio. He got in there. The Celtics don't have this. Tatum is mid. Jaylen Brown is their best player, but it's like he's up and down. The coach doesn't prove me anything. So he's giving all of these accolades or giving his reasons as to why they won't get it done or they can't get it done or never will get it done. And then 4 months later, you're crying to the NBA faithful to say, hey, we've got to do something about these Celtics. Like, that is that's the biggest 180 of all time.
He said they had to change the rules now, right?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke, bro. Like, that's fucking wild. No, I mean, listen, I'm I love the fact that there's the Celtics have these reporters in shambles.
Can I read you a tweet from him on
everyone's wrong.
The 27th of May, 2024?
Yes.
By the time the Celtics adjust to playing real playoff basketball, the Mavs are going to be up 3-1. So that was a fun tweet. How'd that go?
He didn't get the series thing wrong. He got that part right because 3-1 was the thing. He wasn't wrong. It was by the time that turned out, But I was telling somebody at my job earlier. So I said, I said Luka, Kyrie, and others, because I was there behind the scenes when they were doing the finals media or whatever. It was very loose during the media session for Dallas, right? They were playing great music. They're dancing. They're shooting crazy shots, and I'm like, oh, they think it's sweet. They think it's a joke. And I'm like, hey, there's nothing sweet about coming into this building game one thinking that you're gonna come out and do something. And what's wild, I seen Kyrie before game one, and it's not exaggeration because I was right in front of him, right next to him on the court. Dude hit 30 shots in a row. Not exaggeration. I was like, oh my God. I was like, whoa. I was like, please let this be something that he just does now and not during the game. And thankfully, once the crowd was involved, he faded away into the night. So thank you. I once again, Kyrie, you promised us that you were going to bring a championship, and you did. So for that, I say thank you. But then back to the Celtics roster.